Indravati, biology lecturer in Swami Vivekananda PU Science and Commerce College, Bilgi. Before going to explain about the topic, let me explain about the new teaching method which is introduced in our college, that is light. Lightboard is a piece of transparent glass which is illuminated with the help of LED bulb. We started this project to experiment new way of teaching recordings for the innovative and effective teaching. One of the main use of the lightboard teaching method is to demonstrate complicated things like diagrams, imaginary processes, formulas and some geographical areas, etc. And teacher can write, draw by providing 3D visuals. It is very helpful for the imagination as well as understanding level of the students. Let's discuss about the biological topic, that is the digestive system. Here, the main objectives of the digestive system, that is parts of the digestive system and the process of the digestion. Let me explain about the digestive system, the parts of the digestive system and the process of the digestion. What is digestion? Digestion is a process where breakdown of larger molecules of the food particles into smaller particles as well as absorption of the mineral and nutrients from that breakdown particles. That process is known as digestion. Now I'll explain about the parts of the digestive system. The first part of the digestive system, that is oral cavity. You can clearly see here the oral cavity, which is first part of the digestive system, which is helpful in the ingestion. Ingestion is where the teeth and tongue work with the salivary gland to break down the food particles. Here, the salivary gland which produces the saliva which softens the food particles, which forms the bolus. The next part is pharynx. You can clearly see here, it is a part which is present or located in between the oral cavity and the esophagus. It is also known as throat. The main function of the pharynx is which allows the passage of the bolus which is created in the oral cavity into the esophagus. The next part is esophagus. It is a elongated tube-like structure. It is also known as transport tube. Why it is known as transport tube? It is mainly involved in the transportation of the food from the mouth to stomach, and it transports the food, that is in the form of bolus, with the help of process known as peristalsis. Peristalsis, it is a process where there is a wave-like muscle contraction in the esophagus. It helps in the movement of the bolus. The next part is stomach. It is a hollow organ, or it is also known as container. It holds the food while it is being mixed with the enzymes as well as acids. The lining of the stomach which produces the enzyme as well as acid, which is mainly involved in the breakdown of the food particles, as well as the acids which is secreted from the lining of the stomach, which is involved in the prevention of the microorganisms, the harmful microorganism like bacteria. The next part is small intestine. It is a narrow tube-like structure which is around 7 meters in long, and it is mainly involved in the digestion and absorption of the minerals and nutrients from the food particles. And it consists of mainly 3 parts, that is jejunum and ileum. Small intestine, it receives the pancreatic enzymes and bile, which is helpful in the digestion and absorption of the minerals and nutrients from the food particles. The next part is large intestine. It is about 5 feet in long and 3 inches in diameter. It consists of mainly 3 parts, that is colon, rectum and anus. And the main function of the large intestine is it helpful in the recovery of the water and electrolytes from the undigested food, as well as it also helpful in the storage of the waste particles. Why it is known as large intestine? Because it is wide in length compared to the small intestine, and small intestine is known as small because of their narrow in size. The next part is anus. It is the last part of large intestine, as well as it is the last part of the digestive system. It is about around 2 to 3 inches in long, and the main function of the anus is it helpful in the elimination of the waste particles. And anus, the word anus, which is derived from the Latin word, it means ring, because the part anus, which is made up of muscles, which is in the form of ring-like structure. It's all about the parts of the digestive system. You can see here the liver, gallbladder and pancreas, it play a very important role in the digestion, but it is not part of the digestive system because the food particles doesn't move through the liver, gallbladder and pancreas. Here the liver, which is involved in the production of the bile juice, and gallbladder, which is involved in the storage of the bile juice, and pancreas, which is involved in the production of the pancreatic juices, which is helpful in the breakdown and absorption of the nutrients and minerals from the food particles. Next, we will discuss about the process of digestion. The process of digestion begins inside the mouth. The teeth break down the food particles into smaller particles, and then it gets mixed with the saliva, which is produced from the salivary gland, and it softens the food particles and form a small mass of ball, that is known as bolus. You can clearly see here how teeth, which is involved in the breakdown of the food particles, and salivary gland, which produces the saliva and form the soft mass of ball, that is bolus. Then the bolus, the mass of ball, which moved towards the pharynx. As the food swallowed in the pharynx, the soft palate, which prevents the entry of food into the nasal cavity, and the epiglottis, which prevents the entry of food particles into the respiratory system. And then that food moved towards the esophagus, and the esophagus, which connects the pharynx and stomach. Here in the esophagus, which is involved in which gently push down the food particles into the stomach with the help of wave-like muscle contraction and relaxation. The wave-like contraction and relaxation of the esophagus, that process is known as peristalsis. Then the food particles will move towards the stomach. As the food enters into the stomach, it gets mixed with the mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. The digestive juices, which is involved in the breakdown of protein into a simpler one, and the lining of the stomach, which is protected from the acid by the help of mucus, and hydrochloric acid, which prevent the microorganism, like for example bacteria, which is present in our food particles. The muscular contraction in stomach, which further digest and break down the protein particles which is present in the food particles, and it makes the thick liquid mixture that is known as chyme. You can clearly see here how the muscle contract in the stomach and the formation of the thick liquid mixture. Then that chyme, as the food enters into the small intestine, the digestion and absorption of the minerals and nutrients takes place with the help of pancreatic juices and bile in the small intestine. You can clearly see here how minerals and nutrients are get absorbed in membrane of the small intestine, and then the remaining undigested food will move towards the large intestine. Here the large intestine, which is involved in the digestion as well as absorption of the water and electrolytes from the undigested food, as well as it also helps in the storage of the waste particles. At the end of the digestion process, the last part, that is anus, which is involved in the elimination of the waste particle. It's all about the digestive system, the parts which are present in the digestive system, and the process of digestion which takes place in the human. Thank you.